Hello everyone, I'm Tracy and welcome to today's video. So I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I'm going to be ranking all 12 of my foundations. Some have been around for a while, some are a little bit newer, and I think I have a new number one favorite. I'm going to start with the least favorite and work my way to my favorite. And there's three at the very bottom. I don't know if I'll explain when I get there, but I would say these three I'm going to talk about. I'm not going to talk too much about them. These are ones that I don't recommend, that I never pick up, and I probably should give them away. But anyhow, one is the Estee Lauder Double Wear. Now my skin is on the drier side. Also, I don't prefer a long wear foundation, which this is. And so if you have oily skin and you want your foundation to last for a long time, I would say you'll probably like this one, and it is a cult classic. Another thing is I don't have a shade match in Estee Lauder foundations. So for me, the formula, the shade and everything is not something that I go for. So this is one of the bottom foundations, and this one is, I kind of liked it at first, but I never pick up this. It's the Armani Power Fabric. It's the newer version, and again, this is a long wear formula, and it's not good if you have large pores because it exacerbates texture, and it is on the more matte side. So if you have dry skin, you might have a hard time getting this one to work. But if you have oily skin and you're looking for a long wear formula, you might like this one. Another one that I really wish I liked because this shade is perfect, the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. It does look nice, it's just that it's too tacky and it does not set, and it's a little too glowy, and yeah, I really don't ever pick this one up. So there's technically 9 spots, and this takes up the bottom, like number 9, I guess. And then this one is fairly new to me, but I can't explain. I'm not sure why. This is the Ilia True Skin Serum Foundation. And the main reason I got this is because it's a clean formula, and I do like the brand, but there's just something about the finish, and the shade is a little off for me. It's good, it's just not great. It's fairly luminous. Actually, well, I guess the shade does match me. It has an odd smell, mainly because it doesn't have fragrance, I'm guessing. But I don't know, I really wanted to love this one more. I don't love it. Actually, the shade looks really nice. It doesn't really set very well. You do need to powder it quite a bit, and it's a little bit luminous for my preference. All right, and then this one, I guess in the number 7 spot, it's another Estee Lauder foundation, and it's the Futurist Hydra Rescue foundation. It has SPF 45. So again, Estee Lauder doesn't have a perfect shade match for me, so I had to buy 2 shades. The reason I do pick this up is because it mixes really well with other formulas. It is very luminous, so if you have a more matte formula and you want to kind of thin it out and make it a little bit more more luminous, this is a good one to add. And this one is too light. This is the 2-in-1, and this is the 3-in-1. You know, one's too light and one's too dark. This is a too light one. But if you like a very luminous formula, it is a nice one, but just not my favorite. Okay, and then this one is one that was my favorite for a long time. The reason I'm not wearing this one, this shade is just too light. So I think if I had a better shade match, I would like the Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Foundation. Mine is kind of old, so probably not going to be using it much anyways. But this one is a little, yeah, it's a little light for me. And I'm not sure what it is. It is a nice formula. It has a very light scent, but it's just not something I pick up very often. I think because I had it for so long. I think this is my second bottle, and so I really do think I just kind of got tired of it. But it is a really nice formula. If I had my shade match, I would probably be using this more. Okay, and then this one is a fairly new one, new to the market, and it is pretty good. It does check all the boxes. It's not a long wear. It's a satin finish, so it does have a nice finish. It's a medium coverage. The coverage is great. I think again this shade is not the best for me. It's a little warm. I really had a hard time finding my shade. It's a little bit on the luminous side, not super luminous, but you know, it is a nice formula. I just wish I had a better shade match. Okay, so now these are going to be my top 4, and these I love these. So they're not gonna be a surprise. One is I guess the 4th place is the Dior Backstage foundation. I have this in 2N. It's a little bit light for me, but it's a really nice medium to light coverage foundation. It's a very thin formula. It's also very easy to remove, so it's not very long wearing, but it's really nice on. It has a very light scent. Oh, you know what? One thing that kind of prevents me from using this more is it has alcohol, and I know one of you guys pointed it out, and that makes sense because when you put it on, it kind of evaporates pretty quickly. So I do think that's the alcohol. So if you have dry skin, I do feel like it kind of dries my skin out, especially like right here. My skin will look a little dry after a while, but it is a really nice formula. It also mixes well. It's luminous, but not really. It's actually a very natural finish, and I do highly recommend it. This one is the older formula, so they have reformulated it. I don't know exactly what the difference is. I have heard good things about the newer formula. But this one is a solid foundation. You get 1.6 ounces in this one, but you do have to use more. So it might seem like you're getting a lot more, but you have to use more to get that medium coverage if you're looking for that. But if you're looking for like a lighter coverage, you can probably get away with using this and not have to use as much. Okay, now the number 3 spot, and this is no surprise, a lot of people find this as their favorite foundation. That is the Armani Luminous Silk. This one is the shade 5.75. It's a tad bit too warm for me, but this formula is it's a cult classic for a reason. It's just the perfect medium. It's not matte, it's not luminous. It's called Luminous Silk, but it's not really that luminous. It comes off, you know, easily, but not very quickly. And Armani shades, they tend to really flatter my skin tone. It's an awesome formula, and I think a lot of you guys have already tried this and use it and love it. So yeah, really, really solid formula. So now these are my top 2, and I do have a new number 1 favorite foundation. And the one that used to be my favorite, if you've been following me for a while, you know it's the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. This is a full coverage foundation. So if you're looking for a full coverage foundation that has a satin finish, a natural finish, it doesn't look like you're wearing makeup. For the coverage, it's super lightweight. It works, it lasts pretty long if you set it, but it does come off, you know, at the end of the day will come off fairly easily. And it's just amazing. It's my first like love as far as a foundation goes, and I just can't say enough good things about this. It's a very popular product, and I always have, I think this is my, I don't know how many times I've gone through a bottle. I use the shade Santa Fe. This is Fiji for when I'm a little bit lighter, but the Santa Fe shade matches me perfectly. Sometimes I mix the two, but it's just, this is just an amazing formula. I hope they never discontinue it, and I always have this on hand. If I were to go to a special event and I really want to perfect my skin, this is the one I would reach for. And now my most favorite formula, and I just cannot say enough good things about this one. It's the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. It was released about a year ago, and it's just amazing. This shade Santa Fe matches my skin tone perfectly, and it's a lightweight. They claim to be luminous, but it's not that luminous. To me, it's a satin finish, and it's kind of on the watery, yeah, it is on the watery side. It mixes really well with other foundations too, and it's just, to me, this is my ideal foundation. It's a medium coverage, it's a satin finish, it's not super long wearing, but it does last. It's very lightweight. It's just my perfect foundation, and I replaced this one as my favorite. I replaced this one with this one as my favorite, mainly because I don't have, my hyperpigmentation isn't as dark as it used to be. So the medium coverage is perfect, and I absolutely love it. If you want to build this one up to more fuller coverage, you can do that. And I cannot say enough good things about this one. It's my second bottle, and I think it's amazing. So yeah, that's gonna do it. What would I say? So aside from those three bottom, the Charlotte Tilbury, the Armani Power Fabric, and the Estee Lauder Double Wear, I think they're all good. They're just a matter of preference, you know, what your skin tone is, what works well, you know, what brand works well with your skin tone, and your preference of formula. So all the others I mentioned I think are great, but I do give it to NARS as my favorite brand for foundation. So that's gonna do it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye.